afraid this is just a remake of my coconut milk soap that I call Coconut Pure. It's made with 100% coconut oil and coconut milk as the liquid. And it's probably one of the more boring soaps to see me make because, well, there's nothing to it. I'm mixing two ingredients together and creating a soap. So generally I don't record these kind of videos because, well, there's not much for you to see, right? But I wanted to visit with you all and spend a little bit of time discussing why I think a soap like this is important. Now let me begin by saying that I have super fatted this soap at 25%. That sounds like a lot, doesn't it? What that means is that the lye solution mixed with the coconut milk will only saponify 75% of these oils and turn them into soap. The remaining 25% will remain unsaponified in the soap, meaning that not that it will be an oily soap, but that it will not strip your skin of vital moisture that coconut soap often does. Coconut oil is very much a great stripping agent. If you were to just wash your hair with coconut soap, it would turn to straw. I know of which I speak. And that's why it's so great for washing dishes. But when you super fat it, which is why you don't super fat coconut oil dish soap, because it would leave oil on your dishes. But when you saponify it in a soap and you super fat it, those oils that are in the soap that normally would strip away the oils in your skin actually replenish the oils that they're washing away, or the dirt that they're washing away, with more oil. You've seen this in advertisements of specific soaps in the past where they mention that a large percentage of their soap is actually a moisturizing cream, right? Well, if you really look at the ingredients, you'll just see that they're using palm oil or some other thing that they have super fatted their soap at. Otherwise, it's just cleansing soap, or in their case, a detergent that's cleaning your skin. So by super fatting a coconut oil soap, you're actually creating a soap that bubbles beautifully, but also a soap that doesn't strip away like coconut oil soap often does. This soap I primarily make because I have vegan customers who don't want my goat milk soaps, and I understand that. They have their reasoning. So I think it's important to offer a variation for all of us to have things for different types of customers. And on that note, I would like to state that I love customizing for specific customers to a degree. Now, obviously, if someone says, I want to buy one bar of soap and I want it to have these 10 ingredients in it, well, that's a little trickier, right? I mean, is it possible to make a single bar of soap? Yeah, it is. But it's a bit of a challenge, too. And it still requires the same amount of work. It requires me just as much work to create a single bar of soap as it does to make 40 bars of soap. Well, in this case right here, we're making about 60 bars, is what you see me mixing up here. This is one of the larger batches of soap that I've made in a long time. Matter of fact, this is 24 pounds of soap that I'm making. And the reason why I'm making such a large amount actually is something that I wanted to share with you all. It's because I recently purchased a large slab mold from Winston & Walter, a wonderful mold maker out of Canada. And I had actually ordered this some time ago, but there was some delay in shipping, so I didn't get to use it earlier than the year when I wanted to. Not their fault, it's just sort of the way things happened. But I got the mold in recently, and I'm really in love with it. It's heavy. It's all wood with a silicone liner, and it's a very heavy silicone liner in it, in fact. And when it's full of 24 pounds of soap, which their measurement was perfect, I made exactly 24 pounds of soap, and it filled it right to the tippy top perfectly. And here it is. Isn't that a pretty blue? I've never been a great big fan of blue, but I'm becoming one. And this particular mold, I think, is just fantastic. It has a very thick, stiff silicone mold, and it just holds up lovely. Now, I'm very careful in pouring this soap, and only because this bucket is filled right to the top. So I kind of set it on the side of the mold and tip the bucket slowly, just so that it didn't splash out all over. You'll see there is a little bit of splash up the sides, but I was just trying to be very, very, very careful so that it didn't just go everywhere, and I managed to succeed at that and get it all in the mold. But this particular mold is just terrific. I want to say that the woodwork on it is just so well done. It's very heavy build, which again makes it, a little difficult to lift. But it's good for me. I need to build up my muscles in my arms, so this is part of that, making that happen. But you'll notice there are little cuts in the wood there at the top every inch. So if you're doing a design in your soap, it's very easy to mark where you want to put your design, so that when you cut it, it doesn't cut through whatever it is that you have on top. I just think it's such a grand idea to pre-mark those. And the side lifted right up so easily, and I was able to slide the mold right out. Again, the only issue that I had was with the weight, and that's not the fault of the mold maker. It's just a giant amount of soap. 24 pounds doesn't sound terribly heavy, but when you're dealing with soap, something you're trying to be very careful with, it is a job to maneuver. But I don't regret it at all. I'm very glad I got this because it allows me to cut a lot of soap at once. Now, here you can see the fault of my loaf cutter, though, is that this was so heavy it tilted over at the end and bounced, and so that first loaf of soap, right at the end of it, it cut it a little crooked. It was not a big deal, easy to fix, but certainly something that I need to be aware of, and I'm going to have to find a way to stabilize this mold, either this slab cutter. I'm going to have to find a way to stabilize it, maybe with some type of a brace, or in this case, I just put my hand on the back to hold it down so that I could slide it through without it lifting up. And that did work, so that I could cut it. And then when I let go, you see it falls forward. So that is a design flaw that I need to rectify with my loaf cutter. And this fit perfectly. This cut just the right size loaf for my cutter, because I cut big bars. These are not 1-inch bars. My soap cutter cuts 1 1/4-inch bars, making this big 8-ounce bars. But I feel good about that. I think that we need to, wherever possible, provide a good value to our customers, and at the same time get paid for the work that we do, right? And I was very happy with how these came out. Here I'm just comparing it because it looks just like in color to my tallow bars. But you can see those are the squattier square bars, where the coconut bars are tall and skinny bars. So it's easy for me to tell the difference in the two, so that my customers don't have to worry about me making a mistake there. But yeah, so that's my chit chat about coconut soap and my new mold, which I'm very pleased with. Check them out. I'm going to put the website, the Winston & Walter info in the description of this video, so please check them out. They're really nice people. The lady there, July, is just a pleasure. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you back soon. Goodbye.